before we get to the official giddy up of episode 47, I just wanted to take a moment, send a special shout out to one of our awesome viewers, Miss Mary VC of VA. Special rush shout out. Thank you so much, Mary, for being a loyal viewer and for always staying in anticipation of the next Rush episode. So to you and all the loyal Rushaholics out there, you know what time it is. It's time to bang your head to the opening riff. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub, and welcome to episode 47 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And not only does a special shout out at the very beginning of the episode make this episode so damn epic, but what else makes this episode so epic? As of this episode, as of these 3 reviews that I got for you this episode, your boy and The Real Rush has, in under a year's time, now officially reviewed over 200 movies, son! Cause that's how this Rush do! This Rush goes hardcore! This Rush does the research to bring quality shit to y'all every single week without fail, rain, sleet, or snow. That's why they call me Mr. Days Off, yo. Mr. Days Off? Hell no. Mr. No Days Off, son. I got a little bit ahead of myself because maybe I need a little bit of a day off. But hey, this weekend, one of our easiest weekends in a long time. Like I just said a couple moments ago, I got 3 new movie reviews for y'all. 2 weeks ago, it was 9. Last episode, it was 7. This week, it's 3. So in the last 3 episodes, which means in the last about 2 weeks, your boy's almost reviewed 20 movies. So we gonna go ahead and get on down to brass tacks of the 3 new movies for y'all this weekend. So what we got on here for y'all? On tap. What we gonna start things off here with? What we gonna kick things off here with? Let's kick things off with what opened this past Tuesday, but I didn't get to see until this past Thursday to kick off a double feature this past Thursday. I'm talking about the new dark comedy feature called Ready or Not. And your boy was highly anticipating this one because it just looks like a story of something that you don't normally see up on the big screen. Now, Ready or Not, it stars Miss Samara Weaving. She's a bride-to-be. She's marrying into a legendary toy Dominion family. The Lidomus Toy Dominion family. So, her and Mr. Lidomus, they tied a knot. But, in order for her to become officially part of the family, one of the things they gotta do when someone wants to become part of the family is at midnight following the wedding, they must bring the family together and play a game. Well, the game here is hide and seek. And all the bride needs to do to make sure that she becomes part of the family is just stay hidden until dawn and make sure that she doesn't get whacked by any of the other wacko fucking family members. And what should happen if she wins? Well, apparently there's some dark forces about, and that's gonna bring some bad shit upon the family if they don't kill this woman. Yeah. Man, like I just said a couple moments ago, that's pretty unique for a storyline. That's pretty original for a storyline. At least I've never seen anything like that on the screen. So, just how is Ready or Not? Ready or Not is delightfully fucked up, y'all. It's got that such dark comedic element that at points where you think that something might be funny, you don't even know if it's appropriate to laugh or not. But hey, I got a dark sense of humor, and I was rolling damn near all through that movie. But the comedy is on point. The deadpan humor, pun definitely intended with dead, on point. The shock, gore, and horror of it all, and just the premise of itself, very well done. You also got in this movie, you got Adam Brody, not Adrian Brody, Adam Brody from the OC fame. You got Henry Czerny, you got Andy McDowell's up in it. and a whole slew of cast of characters. And it's just an all-out fun time. It's only about an hour and a half long, and the second that it picks up from the Fox Searchlight logo from the beginning right to the end of the 95th minute, it has you. It takes you. And it takes you for a wild ride, one that you will not forget. So ready or not, it is playing everywhere, ladies and gents. As I stated many times in this review, it is quite the unique movie. It does need to be seen to be believed. And I like the film stock that they used, because it looks like, now whether or not I'm 100% sure on this or not, I'm not sure, but it looks like it was actually filmed on actual film instead of like digital shit. So, as I stated the last couple episodes, this and this usually applies to more independent movies, but this is not just a movie. Ready or Not is not just a movie. It's cinema. It was made for the big screen. It's a movie like you've never seen before. And if you have, let me know and we shall talk about that. But yeah, Ready or Not, made to see on the big screen. Go get your shock and awe on as we wrap up summer 2K19 at the box office. Ready or Not, playing everywhere. Go check that shit out. Go check that shit out right now, son, because it's on point. I had to, keep thinking about it. I had to, let it, sink in, before I even went into the next movie that I'm about to get to in a second. So Ready or Not, that was movie number 1 from this past Thursday. Now what was movie number 2 of this past Thursday? We had another big release. This one actually came out on Thursday. And that moves us right along to the next movie on the Real Rush ticket. And I am talking about the next entry in the Has Fallen series, franchise, universe, what have you. This time, Angel Has Fallen. And if you followed any of the previous entries in this franchise, then you're pretty familiar with Gerard Butler's character, Mike Bannon, Secret Service agent to the motherfucking max. And this time around, he's trying to protect the now president, President Trumbull, played by Mr. Morgan Freeman, who just may have played the U.S. president more times on screen than anybody else in film history. Morgan Freeman. But when there's an assassination attempt on President Trumbull, the blame gets placed on old Mike Bannon. And now it's up to Mike Bannon to not only clear his name, but to also further protect the president, even though he's not really in an official position to do so anymore. Like I said, it's got Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman. And if you've seen any of the past Has Fallen movies, both Olympus and London were dope as hell. I liked Olympus more than... Well, actually, no. I'm going to take that back. I liked Olympus's storyline more than London. I think London had the better action sequences, just by a tad. So where does Angel fall in this? Well, first off, the action sequences are off point. Second off, they add a little bit more of a touch of humor. Usually in, when you get to the trilogy of a franchise, that's when the humor parts really start to come in. If you want to look back at any classic examples, Die Hard and Lethal Weapon 3. That leads me to point number 3, or if I'm even on point number 3. Who shows up in this as Mike Bannon's long-lost father? Nick fucking Nolte. And Nick Nolte has the star power. He is the showstopper, the scene stealer in Angel Has Fallen. And if you know anything about, Nick Nolte's past, what he's been doing the last 20 years, a little bit of that shit, yeah, stays in character with that whole type of mentality. So if you want to go to see this movie for anything alone, Nick Nolte's character alone is warrant enough to see this movie. But because of that, I would actually place Angel Has Fallen as if, and you know me, I don't really like to compare movies too much, but if I did have to order this somewhere in the Has Fallen franchise, I would put this right in the middle. I would put Olympus at the top, London at the bottom, Angel right in the middle. I might watch London a little bit. This seems interchangeable. And that's what I like about this franchise. Action franchises like this, as we've known, if history has taught us anything, is that usually, more times than not, when you get to the third movie of an action franchise, that's usually make or break. And this completely not only makes it, but does it, just completely close it out as a trilogy? Or is there room for continuation? Personally, I think I would like to see more Mike Bannon and President Trumbo up on the big screen. I think that y'all will say the same as well. So go see Angel Has Fallen. Go get your entertainment fix. It is straight up an action junkie movie. You are going to enjoy the shit out of it. And make sure that you do stay for the mid-credits scene. That's right. This joint has a mid-credits scene in it, and it is awesome. People start walking out at the very top of the credits. Never do that. At this point, you know what? Just start staying till the credits of any movie that you go to, because you never know anymore. I just saw the last two Has Fallen movies like within the last 2 weeks. I don't recall any of them having a mid-credit scene anywhere in it, so you just don't know. This just isn't bound to, your Marvel movies or your DC movies or your Star Wars movies or any other type of, big, continuous franchise movies. So, that's a little bit out of the ordinary for this. It definitely adds to its driving force. Angel Has Fallen, playing everywhere. Don't take the kiddies to this, or, ready or not, this is an adult date night movie. And go check it out. Go check it out right now. 3 good movies this weekend. It's hard for me to actually pick like a top pick. But we gonna get to that in a second, because we gonna roll right along to the next and final movie on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. And this movie, it's more or less a documentary. This one, here comes Pat Collins again. This one is more or less a documentary. This one deals with the force of water. This one is called Aquarela. And Aquarela is a slam bang. Dive the fuck in, strap into your seat, and don't let go for about an hour and a half. Just visual fucking ride fest, whatever. I don't even know how else to call it. So, what does Aquarela really deal with? Well, as you can kind of tell from the poster and the title of the movie, this does deal with the natural force that is water. It shows it in all of its forms, from the forms of icebergs and stuff down in the southern hemisphere, up to the northern hemisphere, where it's causing, hurricanes and, monsoons and tsunamis and, just all the amazing things that can be done by this just simple water. You got the explosive power of the fucking icebergs. That's captured on film. The icebergs collapsing, going into the ocean. This movie was filmed at a staggering 96 frames per second. So when you see all this stuff happening on the screen, my visual cortex almost couldn't handle it. There were points at this movie where I almost felt like my eyes were rolling in the back of my skull, and there was drool about to start coming out of my mouth, and I figured, by the time I would come to, there would be a lot of scared people in the corner of the theater that I might have been sitting in, and the whole theater would have been in complete fucking disarray. Whoa. Now, I saw this at Cinema Arts yesterday. Okay, now that's art house theater. If anybody in the DC metropolitan area has ever been to it before, independently run. It's not a big chain theater, right? I don't know if they upgraded their systems or not for this movie, but this sounded and looked spectacular on a quote-unquote standard movie screen and with a standard, sound system. It sounded, looked amazing. So, Point I'm trying to get at with this is, if you can find a showing of this that is playing in some type of Dolby Cinema or IMAX or RPX or what's Cinemark's one, XD, or any of those, any of the premium quality formats with the Dolby Atmos and all that, see this shit immediately. It's the way that it made me react to it is, it made you think, and not just about what's going on the screen. Like whatever was going on the screen, I couldn't even like tell you about. I can't recall it all because it's so hypnotic that it was almost as if you were placed in one of those somewhat like sleep chambers, you know, where you're like floating in the water and then they cut the lights off and you start like visualizing all types of shit and whatnot. It seemed like it had that type of hypnotic power over me, and it, oh man, whew, just crystal clear clarity and the powerful nature behind all that is water. And it does, you know, show some of the effects of global warming and stuff that is affecting, you know, the ice caps melting and shit like that, that is causing, you know, the hurricanes and, you know, the crazier weather that we be getting, you know, year after year after year after year as time goes on. This movie captures it all. And by the time that it was all over, ladies and gents, it felt like it had only been 45 minutes. So I don't know if that's just because of how quick everything was moving or because of the fact that I just may have simply blacked out at 1 or 2 points. But that being said, Aquarela, go get your documentary fix on, y'all. Just go see something that's just gorgeous looking. Now this is absolutely made for high quality format theater. I'm sure it's gonna look great when it does get like a 4K Blu-ray release, what have you. But for right now, get the full impact of Victor Kosakovsky's new documentary. See it the way that he intended it to be seen. Go find this at your nearest theater and prepare to have your shit absolutely rocked, y'all. No, rock. So Aquarela, that's in limited release. Check the local listings. See where the hell that shit is playing. See it now! And for that, ladies and gents, that is a wrap for episode 47 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. I told you it was an easy weekend. My God, I'm feeling better already. So that was this week. Now, before we get to what we got coming for you on episode 48, of course, what do I usually remind you of at this time on the show? The next Bandit show, third Friday of September, coming right to you on September 20th, live from the Stagecoach Theater Company out in Ashburn, Virginia. Tickets are available now as we speak online. $12 online, $15 at the door. But, as always, I recommend that you go ahead and get your tickets online fast and as soon as possible, because they do tend to go pretty quick. And if you use that promo code JOHN, J-O-H-N, to get your tickets, you get yourself a discount. So where can you go to get these tickets? You want to visit the web page that is addressed stagecoach.com/stagecoach-bandits. Once again, that is Stagecoach, T as in Thomas, C as in Kaglam.com/stagecoach-bandits. I'm not sure if Kaglam would be a C or a K, but it's with a fucking C today. So go ahead, get your tickets now. Come out. We don't do no religion, no political jokes. So come out, have a good laugh, and forget about all the bullshit in the world for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay? Enjoy yourself. And coming to y'all next week, right here, excuse me, on episode 48 of The Real Rush, right here on YouTube. We're going to have reviewed for you. Let's see, next week we're going to have Don't Let Go. That's a new Blumhouse joint that is coming out. Looking pretty dope. We should have Overcomer. I know I promised that for this week, but I had my reasons on wanting to hold that over just for one more week. So we should have that for you next episode. And last but most certainly not least, Brittany runs a marathon. So we'll have those 3 reviews for you next week on episode 48. Oh, and I forgot to pick this week's pick. And quite honestly, they're all solid. All 3 of this week's movies that I just reviewed for you are fucking solid. Ready or not, that's for the dark comedy, the fucked up mind crowd. You know, if you got a fucked up sense of humor or whatnot, you're gonna love it. Angel Has Fallen, action junkies, all the way. You're gonna dig it. And Aquarela, if you're just all about the cinematography that will jump your bones like a Saigon whore, then go check that shit out. So boom, there is no official pick of the week. They're all winners this week. We'll see you if that remains the case next weekend. But in the meantime, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any shit like that, please feel free to go ahead and type those onto this YouTube page where you are viewing this week's episode right here, right now. To everybody out there in YouTube land who has subscribed to the Real Rush right here on YouTube thus far, I want to take a moment to thank you once again for doing so. Thank you for being a loyal viewer, a loyal Rushaholic. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there shall be no more. One last time, I need y'all to roar! That's right. What you waiting for? You want to be the first to know when your boy drops a new episode, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button right here, right now. And as always, just like love should be spread these days, ladies and gents, please spread the word of the Real Rush in the same manner. So please tell your peoples about your boy right here. Tell them you know a guy. And don't forget that the Real Rush does have replay value. Over 200 movies reviewed in under a year. So, any movie that you're wanting to, you know how it is? If it came out since the last week of last September, between then and now, and maybe it's up on your Netflix queue and you're kind of on the fence about it, all you got to do is go up to the YouTube search bar at the top of the screen here after this video is done playing, type in The Real Rush in quotation marks, followed by the name of the movie that you're looking for, and boom! Instant movie review for you on demand, because the Real Rush got you covered forever, baby. And as always, you can follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur, and that is that JDub Champion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, I am your boy JDub. Thank you once again for tuning in to The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Thank you once again for all of y'all being loyal Rushaholics. And until next time, here on The Real Rush on YouTube, remember, when you're at the movies, chill out. Don't be doing all the yipping and the yapping and the chatting and the hopping and the hollering and all that, and checking on the cell phone and checking on the smartwatch and all that stuff. Because guess what, folks? I guarantee that any discussion, any conversations to be had, and even the time, all that guaranteed will be waiting for you after the movie is all said and done. Enjoy yourselves at the movies. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. We'll see you next weekend!